Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Noah, this is all very well and good, but what if somebody had a 5.1 batting average, right? Then we would tell them that's too bad. You're right. You're right. It's ridiculous. What we really want to do, we want to have several ranges of if statements, right? Like if you have this score, then we say this, and if you have this score, then we say this, right? Well, to do that, then we need what's called an else if. Okay. Now, the else if is a little different from the else, because the else statement just takes everything. You know, as I said before, it could be 1,000, it could be 1,000,000, it could be -20. But in this case, it's an else if. Or in Python, it's just an elif. Okay? So elif score, or sorry, not score, bat average, right, is, let's say, how about it's less than 0.2. Let's throw in some space there. And yes, for these you can use just the regular old greater than or less than sign, because it's not an assignment operator. The computer won't get confused as to what you're trying to do. Okay, so this is good. Perfect. Now, so if you run this, if it's less than 0.2, it'll say that's too bad. Now let's add another elif. How about bat average is less than, how about 0.4? Okay. Print that's pretty good, right? Because that means they have over it's. So here's a question though: when it goes to the list and it lands here on 0.2, right? Let's say it's a 1.8, right? So it'll go and it'll do it. It'll say that's too bad. But now here's my question for you: do you think that it will go and keep going, because technically 1.8 is less than 0.4, right? Or will it just get out of the if statements here? Well, that's a good question. I say we run it to find out. So we want something less than a 0.2, right? First, well, let's try our 0.5 again just to make sure that it works. Okay, 0.5. So it says congrats. Awesome. That's what we wanted to do. Now let's run it again. Alright, let's put it at, let's do 1 out of 50. 0.02. That's too bad. See, it says this over here, but it doesn't say this. And that's because it's an else. Okay? It's because we have the else statement. If these were just a series of if statements, okay, and it went through and it checked every single one, then yes, it would print both. But since they're else ifs, right, it only will do one of them. It will go from the top to the bottom, and it will, as soon as it finds one that's correct, it'll stop doing them and it'll jump down to this, to the bottom of the if loop, or the if statement. So let's try one that's greater than 0.2 and less than 0.4. I like 12 and 50. So that's pretty good, right? 0.24? Absolutely. Alright, so this is an else if.